I'm sure that nearly, if not all, listeners have seen movies like Disney's Camp Rock or the Disney Channel series Bunked, or the dozens of other pieces of media that depict summer camps as these roach-infested places that evil parents send their children to in order to get rid of them for the summer. In reality, that is far from the truth. Take it from me, a counselor at Camp Huckins, an all-girls summer camp on Lake Ospey, New Hampshire, which has provided generations of women a lifetime of deep friendships, empowerment, and fond memories to look back on. Even though summer camp might seem like a juvenile concept, the experiences, lessons, and memories that are made at Huckins stick with you into adulthood. Hi everyone, my name is Georgia, and in this episode we will be diving into the Facebook group Nellies around the world, which is composed of a diverse community of Huckins alumni. We will be talking with various members of the community.
Hi Miller. Hi Lily. Hi.
And hearing how online communities like Nellies around the world have assisted them in furthering their camp experience into their adulthoods. For this podcast, I actually utilized the Facebook group myself to see who would be interested in doing an interview for this project. I drafted a short paragraph which read, "Hi everyone, my name is Georgia and I was at camp this summer as an SC in Cabin Big V. I'm currently in my first year at Trinity College and would love some help on a project. For my Writing for a Digital World class, we observed an online discourse community, and I wrote about Nellies around the world. Now, for our final, we have to adapt one of our projects from the semester into a podcast. I'm going to be working with this Facebook group again and would love to do some interviews. It'll be extremely brief, where I'll ask a few questions about your time at camp and how your experiences from your time at Huckins extended into your adult lives." Within 24 hours of this being posted, I received 34 positive reactions, over 20 comments under the post expressing their excitement to help, and texts on my iMessage app from those who I am close with offering to help. The 3 guests that I chose to speak with today are all very near and dear to my heart. I was very excited when these 3 responded to my post. The first that I talked to was one of my friends, Miller Burr.
Hi, Georgia.
Miller is my age, so also 18. A fun fact is that we actually share a birthday, July 12th. Even though we are the same age, she's still a senior in high school at Berkshire Academy, but she's committed to Southern Methodist University for rowing. She's been attending camp since 2017, where she was a camper for 6 years and counselor for the past 2 summers. Our second guest is also very near and dear to my heart, Lily Keynes.
Hello.
Lily went to camp from 2011 to 2023, and during those times, she was all around as a camper, counselor, department head, and helping out in the health center. She is now working as a nurse after graduating from Endicott College. A fun fact about Lily is that she was actually my counselor not once but twice. The first time in Cabin E in 2019, and then again in 2022 as my CIT counselor. And last but certainly not least is one of my mom's best friends from her time at camp, Christina Fenton. But I know her as Pookie.
Hey Georgia, how's it going?
Something unique about camp is the nicknames that are created for people. Obviously, Pookie is a well-known term of endearment, but this nickname started decades ago. I'm not sure many will actually be able to recall the true origins of how this nickname came about if you were to ask, but like many other camp nicknames, it sure did stick. Pookie is currently living in Washington, D.C., working at George Washington University. She spent 15 summers at camp, those 15 scattered throughout the last 30, and followed the path that many others have as a camper, then counselor, and then department head. Nellies Around the World is an integral part of Huckins alumni's lives after camp, specifically in ensuring that these alumni still feel that camp magic. Since everyone in this group was once a staff member, all are able to share in the joy that is brought by reminiscing on old memories. No matter how long ago a member's time at camp was, there will be a joke or remember when post that they will most certainly be able to relate to. Not only are members able to look back on their memories, but they are able to further their current careers and lives in this group as well. The network that these alumni provide is vast, and anyone is willing to lend a helping hand. The post that I put up received lots of warm support, and a post looking for a breakthrough in a certain career field would receive nothing less. The overwhelmingly positive interaction that occurs in Nellies Around the World perfectly reflects how campers and staff at Huckins interact with each other. This group does more than just continue the camp memories, it furthers the camp spirit. To get a better understanding of life after camp, I asked Miller, Lily, and Pookie a few questions about their experiences. The first question aimed to reveal what matters most to them when at camp. To do this, I asked, "What is your favorite memory from your time at camp?" Now listen in to their responses.
My favorite memory from my time at camp has definitely been working on the dance and drama department and being able to interact with campers of all ages and seeing them really develop a confidence to themselves through dance and through acting, and then having them just be able to have fun.
Oh gosh, I have so many different memories that are all favorites, I think, for
different reasons. I would say as a camper, I remember we played this one like practical joke on one of our counselors, thinking that like one of us wet the bed and then we would all hide, and like I still think about it to this day and like smile about it because it was just like so memorable and so funny. But on staff, I think not like a specific memory, but I just loved being able to like be on staff with all my former campers workforce.
I brought my now husband there to work. So he is also spent 5 years at camp and became a huckster. But then we got married there in 2012. And that was a really magical time for me because I love camp. It's a beautiful place and space. But to be able to share that with all of my friends and family, I think was particularly special.
To follow up, I asked, and along those lines, how did not having technology at camp affect these experiences?
Not having technology at camp really keeps everyone present in the moment and just being able to enjoy themselves and not have to worry about any outside pressures that may be involved having technology. And I feel like it just overall makes everyone's experience better and makes people a lot happier just being disconnected and being able just to focus on the joys of camp.
I really liked not having my phone at camp. I remember when I was younger, I absolutely hated it, but then as I kind of got older, I liked kind of being disconnected, and I feel like it just made you get more in tune with not only yourself, but like the relationships that you made with people there too.
I think it's magical at this point that campers have to put down their phones. And then I do think it gets a little more complicated as you get older when you are still a little bit have one foot at home through cell phones and computers, but at the same time are trying to invest in the relationships that you have at camp. So I think it's gotten complicated, more complicated.
Next, I asked, how has your experience at camp at a young age extended into your adult life? What I was curious about with this question was how these values extended now that they are away from camp.
It has really given me a lot of good leadership skills and being able to talk and connect with others, and it just helped me like establish like who I am and what my goals are and what my morals are from camp.
Camp is integrated in my life like every single way possible. It definitely like helped me be more independent and used to being on my own. It helped me with my job wise, helped teach me how to talk to people who are like superior to me in the workplace, work with people who are your peers, and just kind of overall I feel like it made me a very well-rounded like adult to go into the workforce.
So I still have very strong relationships with people I met through camp. One of my best friends in the world still is very involved at camp, and so I get to go back and visit her all the time.
To follow this question up, I asked about real-world situations where they feel the skills that were taught to them by camp are useful. Lily's response was excluded, as she touched on this during her original response, and in Miller's, we were referencing her recent experiences with college recruitment.
Being able to talk to others and understand them and like their perspectives and just having this like new confidence to myself from being a counselor.
As far as professionally goes, I feel like when I was just starting out young career, my camp experience was really helpful, being in a leadership role, learning how to take initiative. It taught me a lot of skills that I think are very transferable regardless of what you do professionally. And I did specifically when I was younger, and that was like more the experience I'd had. I really use that in interviews to describe the kind of person I was, and that I'm a good problem solver and I can figure things out, because that's really what camp, I think, teaches you how to do.
And then the last question I asked was, what has keeping in touch with friends been like outside of camp? This was really aimed at getting to hear more about their experience with online communities similar to Nellies around the world.
Keeping in touch with my friends has been amazing, and it's so good having friends who live all around different places in the country and being able just to see them at times and like having that like strong connection that camp is pulling us together, and just knowing they'll always be there for each other no matter what.
I feel like we do a pretty good job at it. I feel like it's sometimes there are those relationships where you don't necessarily have to put all the effort in and like talk every single day, but when you see each other, it's like no time has passed. I mean, kind of like I was saying with the technology thing, like I feel like we know each other like at our deepest selves, if that makes sense.
So now, of course, we text all the time and send each other with memes and things like that. We have, big group chats with a couple different families that I'm still really close to. My camp friends are like the only friends I have that still send me mail. And so I do regularly get packages or handmade cards or baked goods from my camp friends. I think that's really special.
I then directly referenced Nellies around the world and followed this up with asking about how online communities and social media specifically influence this.
I think it's been amazing to connect with everyone and my friends and my campers and people who have gone to camp in the past, just knowing that everyone has this one pull of camp time together and everyone's looking out for each other and supporting each other as we navigate the world.
I think it's definitely made it easier. I mean, it's kind of like social media-wise, when people post things, I think it's kind of a friendly reminder, like, hey, this person's doing this, like, could be a good time to reach out, or technology's definitely made it easier. I mean, I think my closest camp friend is like an hour or two away, so that's not always doable every single week to go see each other. So even just like sending a quick text or like a quick FaceTime definitely helps the relationship.
The Facebook group, I think, has been really fun. So randomly someone will say, hey, I have like a size small kid sweatshirt, like whose kid needs it?
Mm-hmm.
And so I got also, an old camp person who I barely even knew back in the day sent my kids some camp clothes. And so it does sort of make you feel like you're a part of a community, even though I'm not necessarily in touch with that person. It makes me feel like, I'm part of something, a broader community, which is a lovely feeling.
In the responses that were given from all three participants, the apparent value that they have placed on the relationships at camp is reflective of what Camp Huckins' atmosphere is like. As Lily mentioned, the relationships that have been created at camp run deep, and a lot of that is due to the fact that there are no outside distractions. Huckins has a very unique community whose magic is built on the fact that it is a tech-free space, but the idea that this magic can be continued because of technology and social media is captivating. As Pookie mentioned, Nellies Around the World allows members to still feel a part of that community during whatever stage of life a member is in. The common character traits of being a kind, outgoing, and loving individual by all staff members, past and present, can be translated into the real world, especially this Facebook group. Members are consistently selfless and giving towards others, which is what being a Huckins staff member is all about. I would like to express the extreme gratitude that I have for Miller, Lily, and Pookie for participating in today's podcast. These three people have left some of the biggest impacts on me from my time at camp, and getting to hear about their personal experiences today was enlightening. Whether you are still in high school as Miller, fresh out of college like Lily, or an established adult with a career and family like Pookie, camp still holds some of the most special and meaningful friendships and memories. When listening to their firsthand experiences, I am grateful for online spaces, such as Nellies Around the World, for providing somewhere that allows us to feel connected. Although we became close without any devices, we are now at a place in our lives where our devices are essential to maintaining our relationships. My name is Georgia, and this was Nellies Around the World, a discourse community.
Dark spark is sending one.